Hello there. Welcome to today's reflection on life's important lessons. We're going to talk about 10 valuable insights that many people wish they had learned earlier. These are simple but powerful ideas that can change how you live your daily life. So let's jump right in. Lesson 1, health is your true wealth. Your body is the only permanent home you have in this life. Yet so many of us treat it carelessly until something goes wrong. We sacrifice sleep for productivity. We choose convenience foods over nutrition. We skip exercise because we're too busy. Then one day, health problems appear that can't be ignored. And suddenly, nothing else matters. Not money, not career achievements, not social status. Here's the truth. No amount of success is worth sacrificing your health. When you're unwell, everything becomes harder. Your joys are dimmed. Your relationships suffer. Your work declines. Take care of your body now, not later. Move it daily. Feed it well. Let it rest. These simple habits might seem basic, but they're the foundation for everything else in your life. Remember, you don't need an extreme fitness routine, just consistent, reasonable care. Your future self will thank you for the energy, mobility, and strength that good health brings. Lesson 2, time passes faster than you think. Remember when summer vacation felt endless? When a year seemed like forever? As children, time moves slowly. But as we age, it speeds up. This happens because each year becomes a smaller percentage of our total life experience. Plus, our routines make time blur together. One day you look up and wonder where the decades went. Your children have grown. Your parents have aged. Opportunities have passed. Don't fall into the trap of someday thinking. Someday I'll spend more time with family. Someday I'll pursue my passion. Someday I'll travel to that place. The hard truth is that someday often never arrives. Time is not a renewable resource. Once it's gone forever. Use it intentionally. Be present for the meaningful moments. Start the important projects. Have the difficult conversations. Build the memories that will matter when you look back. The clock is ticking for all of us. How will you use your hours today? Lesson 3. Relationships matter more than achievements. Humans are social creatures. We need connection like we need air and water. Yet in our achievement-focused culture, relationships often take a backseat to career goals, material success, or personal ambitions. Many people reach their career targets only to find emptiness waiting. Why? Because there's no one meaningful to share the victory with. Think about life's end. Few people wish they had worked more hours or earned more money. Instead, they wish for more time with loved ones. They regret the friendships they neglected. They miss the family gatherings they skipped. Building and maintaining relationships takes work. It requires vulnerability, forgiveness, and the investment of your limited time and energy. But these connections form the safety net that catches you when life gets hard. Don't wait until you're lonely to invest in relationships. Reach out regularly. Be interested in others' lives. Show up for important moments. These simple actions build bonds that sustain you through life's challenges. True wealth is counted in the people who would drop everything to help you in a crisis. How rich are you by this measure? Lesson 4. You cannot please everyone. Many of us spend years trying to make everyone happy. We say yes when we want to say no. We avoid conflict at all costs. We shape ourselves to fit others' expectations. This approach seems kind, but it leads to an inauthentic life. You become a character in your own story rather than the author. Here's the liberating truth. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Some people won't understand your choices. Others will disagree with your values. A few might even dislike you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. You have one life to live. Will you spend it trying to meet the conflicting expectations of others? Or will you honor your own values and boundaries? This doesn't mean being selfish or unkind. It means being honest about who you are and what matters to you. It means learning to say no without guilt and yes with enthusiasm. When you stop trying to please everyone, you free yourself to fully please the people who truly matter, including yourself. Lesson 5. Failure is not your enemy. From childhood, We're taught to avoid failure, get good grades, win the game, succeed in your career, don't make mistakes. But this mindset creates fear. We avoid risks. We stick to what we know. We miss opportunities for growth. The most successful people will tell you, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Each setback teaches valuable lessons you can't learn any other way. Thomas Edison famously said about his attempts to invent the light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? What will I do differently next time? The biggest failure isn't making mistakes. It's never trying. It's playing so safe that you never discover what you're capable of achieving. Embrace failure as feedback, not finality. Let it refine you, not define you. Lesson 6. Worrying is wasted energy. We spend countless hours worrying about things that never happen. We create detailed disaster scenarios in our minds. We rehearse conversations that never take place. We imagine worst-case outcomes that rarely materialize. Mark Twain said it well. "I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." Worry creates suffering twice. Once in your imagination and again if the feared event actually occurs. But most often, what we worry about never comes to pass. Even when problems do arise, they're rarely as catastrophic as we imagined. And worrying doesn't prepare us. It paralyzes us. It drains the energy we could use to take productive action. Next time worry grips you, ask, is this problem solvable? If yes, start solving it instead of worrying about it. If no, worrying won't help anyway. Practice living in today rather than catastrophizing about tomorrow. Most of the time, this moment right now is perfectly fine. Don't miss it because you're mentally living in a fearful future that may never arrive. Lesson 7. Material things won't make you happy. We live in a consumer culture that constantly tells us happiness is one purchase away. Just buy this car, this house, this phone, these clothes, then you'll feel complete. Many of us spend decades chasing material success only to discover a hard truth. Things don't satisfy for long. The excitement of a new possession quickly fades. The bigger house soon feels normal. The luxury car becomes just transportation. This happens because of hedonic adaptation, our tendency to return to a baseline level of happiness regardless of changes in fortune or possessions. True happiness comes from experiences, not acquisitions. It comes from meaningful work, loving relationships, personal growth, and contributing to others. It comes from gratitude for what you already have, not craving what you don't. This doesn't mean material comforts don't matter. Security and basic needs are important. But beyond that, more stuff rarely equals more happiness. Consider this question. What purchases from 5 years ago are still bringing you joy today? For most of us, the list is very short. Remember this next time you're tempted by the promise that happiness can be bought. Lesson 8. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Life never stands still. Jobs change. Relationships evolve. Bodies age. Technology advances. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Many people resist these changes. They cling to the past. They refuse to adapt. They become bitter when the world doesn't accommodate their desire for things to stay the same. But change is the only constant in life. Fighting it is like arguing with gravity, exhausting and ultimately futile. The wiser approach is to develop resilience, to see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity, to ask not, why is this happening to me? But, what can I learn from this? Every change brings both loss and possibility. The end of a relationship makes space for new connections. A career setback can redirect you to more fulfilling work. Health challenges can deepen your appreciation for life. Growth isn't automatic. It's a choice you make in the face of change. Will you become rigid and resentful, or flexible and wiser? The quality of your life depends largely on this decision. Lesson 9. Being right isn't always important. Many conflicts come from our deep need to be right. We argue to win rather than to understand. We listen to respond rather than to learn. We choose being right over being kind. This approach might protect our ego in the moment, but it damages our relationships. It closes our minds to new perspectives. It keeps us stuck in old thinking patterns. Sometimes being right isn't worth the cost. Winning an argument might feel good temporarily, but maintaining connection often matters more in the long run. This doesn't mean abandoning your values or opinions. It means holding them with humility. It means recognizing that your perspective is limited by your experiences. It means being willing to change your mind when presented with new information. Ask yourself, would I rather be right or be happy? Would I rather win the argument or preserve the relationship? The wisest people know when to stand firm and when to let go. Lesson 10. Presence is the greatest gift. In our distracted world, giving someone your full attention has become rare and precious. We half listen while checking our phones. We rush through conversations thinking about our next task. We physically attend events while mentally planning tomorrow's schedule. But at life's end, our greatest regrets rarely center on productivity. Instead, we regret the moments we missed, the conversations we rushed, the beauty we didn't notice, the love we didn't fully receive or give because we weren't really there. Presence is simple but not easy. It means putting down the phone, listening without planning your response, noticing the small joys of ordinary days, feeling your emotions instead of numbing them. When you're with someone, be with them completely. When you're doing something, do just that thing. This practice, mindfulness, sounds simple, but it can transform your experience of life from a blur of tasks into a series of meaningful moments. The present moment is all we ever really have. The past exists only in memory, the future only in imagination. Life happens now, in this moment, and then this one, and then this one. Don't miss your life because you're distracted by everything except what's happening right now. These 10 lessons might seem obvious when you hear them. The challenge isn't knowing them intellectually, it's living them daily. The good news is that it's never too late to change course. Every morning offers a new beginning. Every moment provides a fresh choice. Which of these lessons resonates most with you right now? What small step could you take today to apply it to your life? Remember, wisdom isn't just about knowing, it's about doing. Thank you for listening. I hope these reflections help you live with fewer regrets and more joy, starting today. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.